Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon from Indiana. Hello, hello. There's the earrings in the video or the live promotion.
I stole the ear wires off of them.
That's fine. I do it all the time.
So today we are going to do a demo for you guys on using a digital pen plater. This is different from traditional like bath plating. It's a lot simpler.
It's not as involved. It's easier.
You can do really fun things with it. So you can pen plate just little accented areas, which if you're doing plating with the more traditional method, you would have to spend a lot of time masking off areas that you don't want plated because you'd be submerging the whole piece in a bath. So with this technique, you literally are just drawing the solution onto the metal with like a pen. And it's really easy, it's really simple, and you can get some fun two-tone effects. We're gonna only show plating with 24 karat gold today, but there are a lot of different solutions in different alloys.
Right. There's different gold alloys, rose gold, I think I saw.
Yeah, you can get 14 karat, 18 karat, rose gold, green gold. You can get a black plating solution. There's lots of different options. But today what we're going to focus on is 24 karat gold, and it really just adds a beautiful touch of gold to your pieces without the huge added expense of using more traditional methods of adding gold. Some other ways that people do this technique are, you might have heard of something called kambu, and that's like an ancient Korean technique where people are actually fusing a thin layer of high karat gold foil to the surface of typically fine silver, but you can do different things with that. It's a little more complicated, not a whole lot, but it gives you a very similar look. It is going to be more durable than what we're showing you today. What we're showing you, this plating, it's a very, very, very thin layer of gold. It will wear off with time and wear, so it's not like a permanent plating. No plating is a permanent plating.
It can be worn off. So like we haven't done wear tests, but I would choose to use this technique for areas that are protected. Like we were talking before the video, one of our first lives was doing like shadow box pendants, and we think this would be a really good technique for using on like the backgrounds and on the elements that are within like a shadow box frame, something that would prevent the gold plating from being hit or nicked.
Or even touched. Just in a kind of lower recessed area that's protected by higher areas that are going to receive more of the wear. Think about it kind of like erosion or something. But anyways, it can be a really fun technique to add some color to your pieces. And this week we have for our weekly spotlight, which if you're familiar in our Facebook group with one of our employees on Facebook, her name is Amber Soland. She puts together all of our weekly spotlights, so if you like them, make sure to let her know. But this week she chose Egyptian Revival, and she thought it would be cool if we showed you guys how to add some gold. So that's what we decided to do. These are just some of the dyes that are available this week. I love this one. This is the one I made my earrings with. I think it's really pretty. I think it would make really great like terminated ends for necklace or bracelet. It's a really pretty pendant shape. Also, obviously looks great for earrings. You could have it oriented this way and have a right and a left earring. I used it this way for my earring, but you know, there's a lot of different things that you could do, and it's really pretty.
Some examples of two of the others.
I showed, I think, this pendant in the group, but this is a shot plate that also comes with this element, and I thought these would make some great earrings. I haven't obviously made them. I probably won't.
So pretty.
There's never enough time to do all the things.
Never.
Here's another stamping from one of the design elements. Egyptian revival was something that happened in like the 1920s, 1930s when archaeologists were discovering a lot of the Egyptian tombs. Like that's when they discovered the Tut tomb. And so people were like really super psyched about Egyptian iconography. And so it became very popular in like contemporary design. So you'll see it in the architecture, in the textiles, in the jewelry, and all the decorative arts. So this is a pattern plate that we designed to go with our spotlight this week. It's available on the site now. I think it's just called really Egyptian Hieroglyphs. I think it's number 403.
Mary said that plate is cool.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I posted in Potter People, the Facebook group, this handout that you can download. It's in the files section of the Potter People Facebook group as a PDF, and I also posted it as like images on the event page, so you can grab it from either of those places. If you're not on Facebook, that's the only place that you can get the handout, so sorry. That's where we're gonna keep it.
Yep.
But it just talks about some safety and some, helpful things to remember.
Basic usage.
It's not a replacement for the actual instruction manual that comes with the tool. So the tool that we're showing today is the Pepe Tools digital pen plater system. There are different manufacturers that make other pen plating systems. This is the one we're showing today. They're all going to work fairly similarly, but there is a big difference between pen plating and bath plating, so make sure that you understand that. But the Pepe Tools digital pen plater is super easy to use. We actually got to try it out because one of our customers, Patty, bought one and she let us try hers before we got one for our studio. So that was nice. Thanks, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
So it's really easy to set up. There's a power supply that you obviously plug into your wall. And then there's a wire for the pen, and there's a wire with an alligator clip. And this gets attached to your jewelry piece that you're plating. So we'll connect this, and then what's happening is an electrical current is going through the machine, through the pen, and completing a circuit with the piece. And the solution that we're using is charged with little like molecules or particles of actual, in this case, 24 karat gold. So this is the solution that we're using. It's a 24 karat gold pen plating solution. You absolutely need to pay attention when you're buying plating solution that it's pen plating solution and not bath plating solution. But that electrical current is basically taking the gold out of the solution and depositing it through electricity on the surface of your metal, which is pretty cool. You want to make sure, as far as safety goes, these are acid-based, so you want to make sure that you're using appropriate PPE for an acid, which would definitely be like gloves, eye protection, and ventilation.
Some of the gold solutions are cyanide-based, but they will say if they are. This one, I believe, is not cyanide-based. I think we bought that specifically because of that.
Yep. No, thank you. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do, I've got it plugged in, but that's it. So I'm gonna put my gloves and my goggles on. Ooh.
It was the glove.
Yeah, whatever. Annie.
It was the glove.
Move this out of your face.
Okay.
Okay. The first thing that I need to do is put one of the tips into the pen. These are felt, and they come in different sizes. Yeah. So these are a little more blunt. These are a little more fine. You can also trim these yourself if you felt like it. It's absolutely essential, though, that you handle these with gloves or with plastic. You don't want to get any of the oils from your hands on the nibs because then they will not properly work.
Yeah. And they are a very dense felt. They're not like felt lining of a jewelry box or something. No. They're very hard felt.
And they are like reversible. So for some reason, if you wanted to use the flat end, you could. You can put it in either way. But you want to insert the tip fully into the end of the pen. Push it all the way in. And then we're going to saturate this tip for like 2 to 3 minutes in our solution. Yeah. Now, when you're using the solution, you're going to buy it in a jar like this, but you don't want to put the pen in here just in case there's any contaminants while you're working or anything like that. You don't want to ruin your entire bottle of solution. This bottle of solution is approximately $100 right now. It's not super inexpensive. That being said, it will last you a super long time. Like a really little bit goes a really long way, but you don't want to contaminate this because you will cry. Or at least I would. So pour a little bit into these little plastic jars that come with the pen plating system. It's best if you can dedicate the jar to a particular solution and then label them, and don't ever switch the lids and don't interchange the jars. That's a recommendation from the manufacturer. You can decide how uptight you want to be about that, but I typically prefer to follow what the manufacturer says.
Which is what we always recommend.
Yes. Being also someone who works for a manufacturer, they usually know what they're talking about. Not always, but usually. Sometimes we make mistakes. Okay, so I have 24 karat labeled on here. I'm going to open this, and it has these nice little areas that they've designed to hold these little jars.
And it glows, y'all.
Yeah. Even this is probably much more than I needed to put in here. Because if I contaminated that, I would be sad. So then we're just going to submerge the tip in there and let it saturate for a couple minutes. And while we do that, we're going to clean and prepare our metal pieces for plating.
Cool. Lynn said, per Pepe, the tips are the same as the ones for Sharpie markers. Useless facts. That's cool. Interesting. Yeah,
Didn't know that. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so I think for my demo sample, I'm gonna do some plating on this element, and I also want to do these little flowers. This die is not part of our Egyptian spotlight, but it is a die of the day tomorrow. It's a very cute little flower.
Little stem.
With a little stem and leaf. And so I just took it and kind of put it in the middle of a large jump ring and made it like a little earring drop. So I'm going to gold plate some accents on here, and also this element from the impression die spotlight. And I have a couple other things here too that are already cleaned and prepped if we want to do just a few more examples.
Also, you want this to be like the last thing that you do on your
thank
piece.
you for saying that. So something else I wanted to talk about is plating is not going to replace your normal finishing. Don't expect to have a crappily finished piece and then put gold plating on it and it's going to look beautiful and shiny and gold. Whatever surface you have that you're plating, that's what the surface is going to look like. It's just going to change color. It's not going to go from matte to shiny or scratched, polished. So if you want a really nice, bright, highly polished surface, you need to do that before you're plating. You don't want to do any major polishing or any soldering at all, any heating after plating. So it's going to be like your very last step, like Annie said. Yep. Okay. So I'm just going to go over to the sink and use like a toothbrush with a degreasing soap. Pepe actually recommends ultrasonic cleaning prior to plating. I'm not going to take it that far, even though I just said listen to the manufacturer. Oops. I forgot about this.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I left something that I care about in the pickle, so I'm going to interrupt this program to remove my
the thing you care about.
Thing from the pickle. I'm also going to gold plate this.
So just some plain old Dawn and a little toothbrush. I really like these toothbrushes. They're for dog dental care. Adolfo had gotten them, but there's like a big end and a small end. I don't know. They're handy. I snagged one to use at home.
This little guy you might recognize. It was available last week. Our little ammonite shot plate. I made a little container last night, and I want to gold plate the lid.
Look at the size of this. This is the base of it is little.
It's like a box for a single M&M, or something really tiny.
There's the top. That is really cool. Yeah. So this was up last week.
It was up yesterday. It might still be up. If not, we'll put it back up.
So cool. It's like an inverted, ammonite. So fun.
Okay.
Y'all are going to be so surprised how easy this is. Once you do the prep, once you get everything cleaned and you have your area all set up.
And you just gather the courage to plug the thing in.
Yep.
That's the hardest part. When I was an undergrad, we did some plating at the school that I went to. And it scared me to death. But they had the cyanide solution, and there was an acid dip. And if you went from one solution to the other without rinsing in between, you could kill everyone in the studio.
No pressure.
I might be being slightly dramatic, but that's how I remember it. Being explained to me, and I was like, nope, never doing that.
Don't care to do that.
Nope. This is not like that at all.
Is the ammonite a deep press?
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, it looks kind of deep when you look at the texture on it, but it was not difficult to press at all. I annealed twice. The first time and pressed with urethane, and then I annealed it again and pressed with crumpled brown paper, and I feel like I got all the detail.
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, so now we're going to connect the alligator clip to our workpiece.
And it has to be how the stone is connected here. You do need to connect it to the metal. Not that you would think.
You're creating an electrical current.
Yes.
So there needs to be conductivity, which means you need to be metal to metal. I just want to glance at my thing and make sure I said all the things I wanted to remember to say.
Hi from Slovakia.
One thing I didn't mention that I want to mention is after you're done plating for the day, you don't want to pour this solution back into here. You can keep it in this jar and save it for next time. But just in case there was any contaminant introduced into the solution, you don't want to ruin the whole jar.
Whether it's an oil or dust particles or things like that.
Okay. So hopefully we've got it well enough saturated. And
glasses. I will probably borrow them for my part.
And we don't have great ventilation, but I'm going to turn a fan on that's blowing away from us. I think we should not even show them this. It's so bad. Don't show them. Use better ventilation than this. Okay, so we've got the air blowing away from us at least.
Sitting out there.
And it looks like it's been pretty well saturated. So now all I have to do is bring the pen into contact with the piece, and it should, you can see it just begins to plate immediately.
So cool.
Just do that hole. And at some point, the solution will become exhausted. All of the available gold in the solution will be deposited on your metal, and you will notice that it's no longer leaving gold behind. If that happens, you can just dry the piece off with, a paper towel or something, remove the solution that's still on the surface, and then re-dip the pen and begin again.
Yeah.
Just recharge the pen with solution.
It is like drawing with a marker.
And it's so pretty. Is it showing?
It is, yeah. And you can see, you build up the layers too to get a thicker and a more saturated gold color. Like you could see, at least through the camera, little areas where you can still see the silver sort of beneath the gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just dip and continue painting. So do we recommend for masking off areas? I don't know. I would check with Pepe.
Yeah, I saw somewhere online, but I haven't tried it, that you could try Sharpie. I don't know how accurate that is, and I definitely haven't tried it. We could try it right now, just to
On a different
see.
piece.
Yeah.
You can try it on any of these. Oh my gosh.
I would say you could use like clear nail polish. Then you just remove
probably.
it with like acetone afterwards. It's like so blurry.
Oh, somebody's asking what about voltage?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
So, that's a great question. You have to look at the manufacturer recommendation for the solution that you're using.
Yeah.
So I believe for this particular solution, the voltage is between 3 and 6. Mm-hmm. But you'll want to check with each different solution. And so you can find that information. Unfortunately, it doesn't say on the bottle, and it doesn't come with the little paper that comes with this. You have to go back to the website and like look on the site.
Yeah.
Which I found annoying. And then there's just a little dial here on the machine where you can adjust the voltage up here, so you can see how it just so try, like for smaller pieces, you can try on the lower end of the range, and then if the piece is a little bit larger, you can go up. If you're not getting the color that you want, bump it up a little bit. It's gonna just take some trial and error.
So yeah, someone's asking if they're wondering if a power supply like the kind used for electroforming could be used.
That I don't know.
I don't know, but I would imagine if you can control the voltage to 3 to 6. Patty said, "What do you do if you color outside the lines?"
You would just mechanically remove it with like a really fine abrasive wheel or sandpaper or something like that. Mm-hmm.
And so this is like the second layer. I'm gonna zoom in. Y'all know my phone gets crazy zoom. There we go.
I'm gonna stop on that one, and I'm gonna start working on this little guy. And I'm only gonna do the top.
Cool.
So let me put this down. And then when we're done, all you need to do is rinse. The recommendation is distilled water. We don't have any. I'm just using tap water. It's going to be okay. That's all you need to do is just a rinse.
Yep. Look how pretty it is.
I did read somewhere or see somewhere that if it gets a little bit darker than you really like, you can just really gently take like a sunshine cloth to it and run it over the surface, and it'll brighten it up a little bit.
Cool. Clipping the alligator clip onto the lid. That is so awesome.
It's so pretty.
He said that currently that container of plating solution was about $100, but I also know that about 3 inches of 20 gauge 18 karat gold is also about $100. So this is gonna go a lot further.
That's like a single pair. That's not even a single pair of ear wires.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the rectifier up a little bit.
So can you mention the power plug and its use for U.S. and foreign power? That we do not know.
So I can answer that a little bit. It comes with like
just a
standard American plug. So on their website they say that this is good for the US and the UK, and in the UK you would need like the little converter for the square plug. As far as like voltage whatever in other countries, I can't answer, but Pepe certainly could. This isn't a tool that we make ourselves.
No. So. We're not the experts in this.
Not even a little bit.
Someone said, can you apply Renaissance wax over it to protect it? You could. It still wouldn't protect it from dings and like scratches and bumping up against things.
So it started getting a little dark on me, so I'm turning the voltage back down a little bit. I think we can polish it a little bit with a cloth when I'm done, but do you see how it got kind of a little bit dark up here?
A little, yeah.
It still looks gold. It just is a little not as bright as when I first started.
And that green you see is the reflection of the light from that. No, you're good. Yes, Moa, yes, we would use a mask. You would want ventilation, but right now we're having to speak and demo. So use proper PPE for working with these chemicals, as always.
Yeah, and this machine, if you purchase it, it doesn't come with like a printed instruction manual. You have to download it from their website, but they do have a full like PDF instruction manual, and as with all tools, you should read it.
So have you tried over patina? I don't think so, but we could.
That's what this is ready for. So this is what we're gonna do next.
Cool. So just dipping it in water.
So after I'm done plating, we'll take the sunshine cloth to it so you can see that too.
So fun. So easy.
It's so easy. It's silly. Okay, so now I was thinking about just doing the center of these little flowers, but that's kind of small. What do you guys think? Do you want me to do the petals? Be a little more visible?
Comment below. You want just the center, you want the petals too. No issues if reapplying after wearing. I think just as long as you clean your piece again.
So one of our customers, friends, Lynn, was asking about this when we posted that we were going to do this demo. Like, what's the kind of spiel you give to customers about how to care for this type of thing? That's something that you're going to have to figure out.
Yeah.
It obviously, as we talked about in the beginning, it's not a permanent coating. Like any patina or any surface treatment like that, it's gonna be exposed to wear and tear. And so, saying how long it's gonna last is impossible because it really depends on the actual piece and the individual wearer. I would give recommendations to your customers like, don't wear it in the pool, don't wear it in the shower, don't wear it when you're gardening.
Yeah, all the usual.
Don't expose it to chemicals like lotions, makeup, all that stuff. But more so it's going to be about the design of the piece. Like the gold down in the recessed areas here, that's not going anywhere for a long, that'll be there for a long time. The gold on the raised surface, if this were the sides of a bracelet or something, I would be more worried about it because bracelets get more wear and tear. But as a pendant, this is hardly going to get,
it's not rubbing up against clothing. It's not rubbing up against anything in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 votes for center and 2 votes for petals.
Oh, okay. We're going to do the center. And this is over patina. I used Black Max, and then I cleaned the piece.
So let's start with the center and maybe add petals.
It's so tiny. Can't even see anything. I can't even tell. It's like barely gold. It's like not
we
enough
have to clip
tell.
the alligator clip.
Oh my gosh, I'm so done. That's why it's not working. I'm like, I can't even see.
Where is it?
Hey, look, that electrical current is necessary for it to function.
See, proof.
This is why it helps to have a studio buddy.
It really does.
They can tell you when you're being stupid.
You're like, you forgot that one key step.
That one really important thing. Okay. Oh, now I can see it.
Yep.
Look at that.
Look, it works.
It's actually really cute.
It is pretty.
It's
just
like
with the little
really
pop.
subtle, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it.
That's
I like
sweet.
just the middle. All right, so I think that was kind of my spiel for this pen plating. Annie's gonna show you another plating method that does not involve the pen.
Yeah.
But do you guys have any questions?
I'm going to bring you back over this way. Sorry, y'all. Just to show you. So you can build up the coating, the layer. This is a sample that I made a while back with Patty's pen plater, which is exactly the same. But that lower left quadrant was, I think, at a lower voltage and just one pass. Whereas this bottom right quadrant was multiple passes. So you can build up that gold look in the gold layer.
I want to point out, can you see on this nib that it's already getting discolored? So the manufacturer recommendation for these is to change out your tip every plating session. So like get a bunch of pieces ready, plate them all at the same time, and then throw away the nib and get a new one the next time. I probably didn't clean something.
It could be the
good
patina.
enough. Yeah, maybe it's the patina. I don't know. But that discoloration, definitely, if you see that, you wouldn't want to use this tip again. I know that some people reuse their tips, but when you start to see like strong discoloration, I would recommend changing out the tip.
Yeah.
Solution is too expensive to mess around with.
Yep. So prep a bunch of pieces.
Yeah.
In advance.
So make sure you download that PDF handout from Potter People. It's got links to the machine and the solutions from different suppliers on there. And obviously we're promoting this for use with our impression dies.
Yes.
So we have links to our impression die categories on there. But this is a great way to dress up your pieces that you make either with our stampings or with our dies. And just really a fun way to add a two-tone effect and a little touch of gold.
Affordably.
Yeah, very affordably. So Annie and I will trade off now unless there's any questions, and I'll hold the camera while she does her part of the demo.
Mary, I need to run, but we'll watch the rest later. Thanks so much, Lynette and Annie. You're welcome. You're probably gone already, Mary. But
I'm gonna rinse these off. I like that little yellow center.
It's very sweet.
Cute.
Okay, let's trade you out.
And like on a pair of earrings, that's not gonna wear off.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off.
Oh, I would leave it on.
Oh, leave it. Okay. Oh yeah, you're doing chemicals too.
Please leave it on.
All right, I have to come your way because the cord. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the wobbly transition. Okay.
If you hear a squeak, it's because we have a dog in the shop playing with a little squeaky toy.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a brand. This is a silver plating liquid from a company called Jax, which you may be familiar with. They make tons of different patina liquids for different metals. So some for brass, some for silver, some for pewter. This is their silver plating solution, and it does not require a pen. Did you forget something?
No, I can't remember. Did we talk about doing a base layer of nickel? We didn't.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to mention something really fast. Or do you want?
No,
okay.
you can go.
So,
not related to this though.
Yeah, not related to this. So, sorry guys, I forgot to tell you. One thing that is recommended if you're using like lower carat pen plating solutions, like 14 karat, or rhodium especially, is you might want to do a nickel plating layer on your piece first and then the gold solution, just because of the copper content in the lower carat gold solutions. You'll get like a brighter, more durable finish if you nickel plate first. I just wanted to mention that. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, back to this. Sorry.
So this, I don't know exactly the chemicals that were in it. It did come with slightly more instructions than I think the gold solution did. But you do not need to use electricity. Basically what you do, I would probably dump this like a small amount into a smaller container, sort of like Lynette did with the gold. But it builds up a pure silver layer on your metal. And so this could be a way to add a silver look to copper or brass. These three pieces are from our Egyptian Revival Spotlight this week, and then this bale is part of our monthly impression dies that are available this August, right? August.
Yep. 2 more weeks.
Yeah. So I soldered a jump ring, 2 little rings onto this. I clean my pieces the same way that Lynette showed, just using some soapy water. I probably should have a little cup with some water. Let me just dump yours out.
I also
we are prepared.
I just remembered something else I forgot to say. But for this or for the other plating, if after you clean with soap and water, you want to take it one step further, you can clean with like denatured or isopropyl alcohol. It's sitting on my bench, you guys. I forgot to use it. I got carried away. So you can wipe your pieces down with alcohol. That's the best way to ensure they're like completely grease-free. And that's recommended.
Do you want me to show you?
It's all right.
Okay.
But that's recommended before plating. So I meant to show you that, and I just got excited.
So it's pretty straightforward. This does have quite a smell. So use in a well-ventilated area. And so it's got this like grimy looking grayness to it.
She's using a Q-tip to apply.
Wear gloves, safety glasses.
She's all PPE'd out. Wow, it's fast.
It's fast.
That's cool. I haven't used that before.
I hadn't either. I bought it a while ago just because I wanted to try it, and turns out this was the perfect week to do it. And you, like with the gold, you can build up layers. So the first layer sort of starts kind of like a dark pewter color, sort of. Oops. But again, it is also just a plated layer. It's not a really thick.
So whatever your finish is below, that's
what you'll see.
Yeah. If it's shiny, it'll be shiny. If it's scratched up, it'll be scratched up.
And so you can see adding more layers, it makes it more of that brighter white silver color. Probably if you had one of those nibs or a smaller applicator, you could be more precise in where you're applying it if you didn't want to apply it all over.
Like a teeny tiny brush or something.
Yeah.
That
I don't know
works
if you
really
can dip
well.
it.
I'm like surprised how well that works.
I know.
Oh, it does stink though.
I know.
Okay, I lost it.
Sorry. I'm coming back with a different one. Q-tips are good because you don't want to dip the same end of the Q-tip back into the solution. Just like with the gold, so that you're not introducing oils or anything like that. Yeah, look how fast that is.
So fast.
Da-da-da.
But again, not like crazy durable.
Not good for bracelets, not good for rings.
They'll just wear fairly quickly.
Not good for enameling, which is what I bought it for to try, and it did not work. If you watched the live, I guess it was a couple weeks ago that I did on torch firing enamel, you'll know that transparent enamels specifically interact differently on different types of metal. And so I wanted to see if I could put down this base layer of silver on copper to get the same effect as if the enamel was just over silver, and I did not. I will show you what my results were, and they are ugly.
Patty said, I wonder if this could help the pieces my mother-in-law has polished the silver away. It actually says on the bottle you can use it on silverware.
Yeah. Because it says it is, I say don't rely on me to be your expert, but it does say, where is it? Lamps, lighting fixtures, hardware, antique reproductions, plaques, jewelry, silverware, and architectural metalwork. So it says it would work. I'm going to dump these in the water just to rinse them a little bit.
I like how you call out your mother-in-law like that, Patty.
Like that my
Just throw her under the bus. I'm just kidding.
So what I want to do now, since we have these, I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm going to sit. Don't try and follow me right now.
Okay. I'm like, where are we going?
Nowhere yet. I just want to get rid of the paper towel that is soaked in solution, just so that it's not in my way. I want to try and polish these and see how durable they are.
We were going to try the sunshine cloth too, and I forgot.
I got it. So this is sort of an experimentation too, because I haven't tried much. So I want to see, can it be polished with sunshine cloth? It's starting to come through a little bit.
They're wondering where you bought the silver plating solution.
Oh, I think it was from Rio. But any place that sells jacks would probably have the silver plating solution. So over on this side, you can see it did start to pull up. Some of the silver and the copper is starting to show through a little bit. So it does have to be like a really last.
It's kind of hard to see. I think it's hard for you guys to tell.
I can do more.
Yeah, it's just removing it from like the high spots a little bit.
I mean, not a ton. It's kind of surprising.
But that's also could be cool too. You could use it as like a patina kind of effect in the recessed areas.
Yeah.
Like you could use it to your advantage if you wanted to remove it from the high spots. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera what's being removed. But it is coming off of the high spots. Just a little hard to see.
Pro polish almost certainly then, I would imagine.
I'm going to bring you one of these pen plating samples too. You can try it.
Oh, sure. I found pro polish pads yesterday. So So I'm going to try. This is the gold. I think it's pulling up.
Yeah. So even with just some kind of fairly light cloth polishing, it pulls it off that surface. So it's a pretty delicate surface.
It maybe if you
Kombu is a lot more durable than that. You can use a polishing cloth and it's fine. It's not recommended to take it to a polishing wheel. You can polish through the gold on like a polishing motor, but you can definitely use a polishing cloth on it.
Let's go over to the sink, because I think what I'll do is I'll try, this is the side we use the sunshine cloth on. I'll try using a brass brush on this side just to see about bringing up some of the shine a little bit, and then I want to try dipping it in black max to see.
Someone asked if you could use the pen plater over this surface. Don't know.
No idea.
Don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what I meant to add to our real order. We need a new brass brush.
Oh, we got it. Okay, so we're gonna try this side here. We'll see. I don't know if it'll show anything to you. Probably not. It's so tiny. A little bit. So you'd have to be really gentle if you do any sort of finishing after the fact.
Moral of the story there is do all your finishing first.
Do all your finishing first, and then maybe just hit it with a soft cloth. Okay.
Yes, Leslie, it's being recorded. All of our lives are recorded. You can find them under the live video section of our YouTube channel.
Yes, all of our lives that we do on YouTube are on.
Yes.
The ones that we do in like our Facebook group, no. Okay, I'm going to just dip this into Black Max. This was only 2 layers. I'll try and just dip part of it.
This is my favorite darkener for silver. That worked really good.
That worked really well.
But then if you try to remove it...
Yeah, that's... I think I'll try the sunshine cloth. Oh, no.
Oh.
That came right off.
Ew, it like melted it off.
So
yeah,
no.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
This is a fairly strong acid, so it probably just like ate right through it.
You could try liver sulfur. Again, experiment with good ventilation. Okay. But if you don't do those things, like make little tests to see what results you can get. But same way as with the gold, like adding just a tiny bit of the silver as an accent piece on copper pieces or on bronze pieces, brass.
Especially in like protected areas.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's my kind of feeling after using the pen plating a little bit is I really love how you can add the look of gold. I don't like the idea of people wearing the jewelry being able to kind of wear through that fairly quickly. So if I were to use it on jewelry that I was selling, I would make sure that it was in very like well protected or recessed areas.
Yeah.
That weren't going to get a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, but they're both really simple ways to add that pop of a more precious material without using actual sheet or wire.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun, just a couple different ways to add those other metals into your work in a very strategic way.
We are wrapping up this live, but we wanted to show you just a couple more things before we get off. Today we'll be releasing our new 5mm bezel tool. So if 5mm stones are something that you frequently use, you might want to pick up this tool. It'll be available just for a few days, probably. I'm not exactly sure.
Check the countdown timer
Yeah.
on the listing.
But we've been running them in like small batches because it ties up an entire machine for a few days. And, you know, we only have so many machines and we need the machines to run other things that we sell. So that's why these aren't for sale like
anytime
as regular products on the site. We're doing them in batches. So if that's something you'd like, make sure you grab it. And then I think Annie posted this yesterday, but we have a brand new, is it a bundle?
It is a bundle.
Dish former bundle that comes with a pancake die and a dish forming silhouette die. And you can make these really fun little quadrant dishes. And Annie was all extra and enameled them, and they're beautiful.
They're so pretty.
They're so pretty. So snag those if that's your thing. And then I'll give you a sneak peek of a new product that's not on the site yet, but will be hopefully tomorrow. We also are releasing a new dish former in a crescent moon shape.
It's so good.
So there's a pancake die and a matching dish forming silhouette die in this little moon shape that will be available within the next few days. Okay, I think that's
it.
Yeah, that's the main things we wanted to show you guys. Thanks for joining us. We will be back next Wednesday with something new.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.